What's up, great people? Welcome to Atboy TV, your home of entertainment and trending. It is me, your girl Courage White, with another interesting video. Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has stepped down from office, ending 15 years of what the opposition says was authoritarian rule and sparking celebrations across the country. General Walker Usman, the Chief of Army Staff, said in a statement on Monday that an interim government will take over with immediate effect and asked citizens to keep their trust in the army. I request you all to be a little patient. Give us some time. Together we will be able to solve all the problems. Zaman said, please don't go back to the path of violence and please return to non-violent and peaceful ways. Hasina resigned after a few weeks of protest against quotas for government jobs flared into nationwide unrest. At least 280 people were killed and thousands injured as the government cracked down on the demonstrations. Hasina reportedly fled the country on Monday in a military helicopter to India, a strong ally of the former leader. Video reports by local news media showed thousands of people storming the Prime Minister's residence, chanting and singing in celebration as they ransacked it. On Sunday alone, more than 90 people were killed between security officials and demonstrators escalated and protesters called for Hasina to step down. Police fired rubber bullets and tear gas on a huge crowd of protesters in Shahbag Square and in the capital, Dhaka. Demonstrators in the northwestern district of Siraganj also attacked a police station, killing at least 13 officers. Sunday saw the highest recorded single-day death toll since the protests broke out last month. Authorities imposed a shoot-on-sight curfew from 6 p.m. that is 12 GMT on Sunday and flooded the streets with police and military units to restore order. But thousands of people marched largely unrestrained early on Monday, defying the curfew, although there were reports of clashes outside the capital. However, as protesters started to hand flowers to the military about noon and as officers in turn embraced the demonstrators, it was clear that something had changed very quickly. Al Jazeera Tanvir Chothari said, reporting from Dhaka, people are relieved that this brutal crackdown is finally over. It is game over for Hasina. What initially caused the demonstrations? The demonstrations began in July in Dhaka and were initially led by students angry at a court's reinstatement of a job quota scheme that was rescinded in 2018. The policy reserved 30% of government jobs for descendants of veterans who fought in the 1971 War of Independence from Pakistan, most of whom were linked to Hasina's Awami League Party, which led the independence move. A further 26% of jobs were allocated to women, disabled people and ethnic minorities, leaving open about 3,000 positions for which 400,000 graduates compete in the civil service exam. A fifth of Bangladesh, 170 million people, are unemployed. Rallies against the quotas intensified after Hasina referred to the protesters as razakars, which referred to people who collaborate with Pakistan during the 1971 war. From July 10th to July 20th, more than 180 people were killed in some of the worst periods of unrest during Hasina's 15-year tenure. Police said protesters vandalized property and torched government buildings, including a national television station. The Supreme Court rescinded the job quota policy on July 21st, ruling that 93% of jobs would instead be open to candidates on merit. But the protests continued undebated as students and other citizens assembled in a new wave of rallies. They called for justice for those killed and pressed a new singular demand that Hasina has to step down. Hasina and members of the cabinet sounded defiant until the end, accusing opposition forces of fueling the protest on Sunday. On Sunday, Hasina called the protesters terrorists. The world's longest serving female head of government, Hasina, aged 76, is the daughter of Bangladesh's founding father, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. She was first elected as Prime Minister in 1996 and again in 2009, serving a total of 20 years in office. Although Hasina won her fourth straight term in elections, this year she was accused of muzzling opposition forces and other forms of dissent, orchestrating disappearances and arranging extrajudicial killings. Hasina rejected the allegations. But as student protesters grew angrily bold in July and chanted, 1, 2, 3, 4, Sheikh Hasina is a dictator. Analysts speculated that Hasina would not be able to survive the biggest challenge to her rule. A dictator has fallen. Political analyst Mubashar Hassan, who said he has lived in exile in Australia for years, told Al Jazeera on Monday as news of Hasina's ouster broke and television visuals showed protesters in Dhaka climbing atop a large statue of Hasina's father in chiseling away and at the head with an axe. This is an incredible moment. This is like a second independence of Bangladesh, he said. Bangladesh has been shackled by the tyranny of Sheikh Hasina and her regime. I couldn't go back to Bangladesh since 2018, and hopefully I'll see my family soon. Hassan said the government's decision to